Going live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Life is one of the heaviest beams one can try to support. It is known to go through storms that contain heavy winds and downpours. But you are built to stand and not collapse. I challenge you to grow out of your comfort zone. The biggest giant you will ever face in life is your mindset. One of the biggest things that limit us and keep us defeated is the opinion we have of ourselves. When I changed my mind, it changed my life. I didn't just survive, I bounced back better. Bounce 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 back better.
Hello, happy Sunday. Hope everyone is enjoying their Sunday. Today we have a great show for you guys. Before we get started, take the time to share. Hit that share button, share it out with all of your friends. I know we're competing with the BET Awards today, but one thing that's more important is health. So we have a good brother today, a good friend of mine, Rafael Ortez. We've known each other for over 15 years, and he's very much responsible for getting me started, changing the way that I was living, eating up everything that I could, and didn't even have a care about exercising. So I'm glad to have him on today. Say hello to the LifeStruction family, man.
What's going on, family? It's good to be here with you today, Eric. I appreciate your friendship. Thank you for this opportunity to chop it up a little bit, get together, and talk to your audience, man. So I'm humbled and honored to be with you, man. Thanks again.
Definitely. Thank you so much for taking time out of your Sundays. I know you're busy. You run a pretty busy schedule, so I'm glad and honored, that you took the time to share your Sunday evening with me, and tell the wife I said thank you as well for lending you out today. Definitely. So we're going to dive right into it. Like I said, we've known each other for over 15 years, and I watched you transform, and I finally, we had kind of lost contact for a while, and we, reunited, and you were able to share some of your some of the blueprint that you built upon yourself, to change your way of living, and you made an awesome transformation, and I was like, you would be the perfect person to come on today and just give some advice, inspire our LifeStruction family, and encourage them, that those that's are looking to build a blueprint on changing, and living a healthy way, that you would be a good person to do it. So we're going to dive right in to these questions. So tell me, did you or a family member, have some type of health crisis that pretty much helped you change, the way that you were living?
Not necessarily a family member that suffered from a health crisis that was the wake-up call for me, but I do have family members that suffer from diabetes. My dad has diabetes, my uncle, and a few other family members. But really what woke me up was back in around 2012 or so. That's when I started noticing that people our age, I had just turned 40, I was 41 years old, but I noticed that a lot of guys my age were dying, man. Like I remember Chester McLaughlin from the Oakland Raiders. I remember Heavy D. I remember Nate Dogg, and just people from different industries that were young. I mean, young guys around 40, 41, 42 years old, they were just dying. And that, to me, that was my wake up call. And I said, man, I've got to do something about my health. And I just didn't like the way I felt. So I happened to move to a neighborhood where everybody, they seemed to be cyclists and runners, and I didn't want to be the odd man out. So that kind of encouraged me to say, get out there and try it. So, but again, there was nothing, no one from my family member, for my family was the one that really stood out and said, okay, I don't want to be like them, or I don't want that to happen to me. I think it was a combination of seeing so many young people in their 40s dying. Plus, I just wanted to make a better life choices and just change my health around.
Good deal. Good deal. And it's, I asked that question because it's normally one of the two. Either we have someone, in our family that, maybe had a stroke or even lost their life, from just putting the wrong things into their body, or it's just, we're just inspired by someone else, like Absolutely. I was with you, just inspired by someone else to just do better. So, thank you. Thank you for sharing that with us. Yeah. So, us as brothers, what would you say basically are some of the health issues that we should be aware of today?
Well, they say that when it comes to Black men over the age of 22, 40% of us suffer from cardiovascular diseases. We are at a higher rate of heart disease, high blood pressure, hypertension, diabetes. So those are some of the things that we really need to be aware of, and just make sure that we are active and just having a good regular diet choices to try to avoid some of those things. Now, some of us obviously, some things are passed down from a family standpoint. So some things are hereditary, but a lot of the conditions and diseases that we face, we can actually take control of and prevent ourselves with regular dieting and exercising. So I would say diet and exercise, and also making sure that we consult with health professionals and get regular checks. I'm a big advocate in seeing the doctor. So I believe in holistic health. So, I have mental health professionals, I have spiritual advisors, I have medical professionals, from the endocrinologist to you name it, all kind of specialists that I consult with to make sure that my health is at its optimal condition. So
yeah, good deal. Yeah, and that was a thing that I kind of staggered with for years. Always been employed, always took upon it and got the best health medical plan that my employer offered. But the only time I would use it was if I got sick and need to go to the doctor, and I finally was like, man, you paying all of this money, and not even about paying the money. If you want to live to see an old age, you got to start going and get a checkup. You got to start going and get a checkup. And I mean, not only medical checkups, going to the dentist. A lot of people don't realize, you can have bad teeth in your mouth that can ruin, your whole medical condition as well. Not just your mouth, but it can flow out throughout your body. So yeah, I'm big on going to the doctor now. Yeah, my doctor tell me, he's like, you're one of the people that come in here and I kind of hate to see, because I can't make any money off of you. You come in, we do your blood work, everything comes back fine, Yeah. So I'm like, well, it's a blessing, but yeah, definitely.
Man, I'm big on dental health. I see the hygienist and the dentist 3 times a year. I see my primary care physician once a year, or as often as I need to. Definitely, if I get a little cough or a little ache or whatever, I'll go see the doctor in a minute. I'm not one of those people that says, well, let me ride it out and see. No, the minute I feel something, I'm going to the doctor to make sure it's nothing severe.
Definitely. So while we're on that note, as far as prostate cancer, how often should men be checked? And do you feel that there are any superfoods that help strengthen the prostate?
So it's funny you should ask about prostate. I actually just had my annual prostate check on Thursday. So for those that don't know, there's a PSA. It's prostate specific antigen. It's a protein in the blood, and elevated or abnormal levels may indicate some prostate problems, and it can even detect cancer. So it's very important for us men, particularly once you reach the age of 40 and above, for you to get your PSA test once a year. So they do that by drawing blood and just, checking your levels. Along with that, you also need a DRE, which is a digital rectal exam. So, the joke is, hey, don't fear the finger. So bad joke, but that's what they say. But essentially, the DRE or digital rectal exam it's a physical test to make sure that they check the prostate gland and for irregularities, things of that nature. As far as prostate health, how can you prevent prostate problems? As you mentioned, there are some things that you can do. Vitamin D3 is one supplement that people recommend. Saw palmetto extract, zinc, making sure that you keep a low-fat diet, and just increase your fruits and vegetables as well. And that's how we can maintain a good optimal prostate health. Okay. But once a year, beginning with the age of 40, make sure you're getting your prostate checked.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, I had mine's done. I think about 2 years ago. About 2 years ago, and it was crazy because that's another thing that I feared, but they put me to sleep and you didn't feel a thing, and all I said was the best sleep ever.
Right.
But the results was even better. When he told me you're good. You don't need to come back for another 10 years.
Yeah, so, some people, depending on your condition. For me, I have to go yearly to make sure that I check and I don't develop any serious conditions. But yeah, for some people, they might be recommended to go every 5 to 10 years.
Okay. Good deal. So as far as daily health tips, what can you share with us? Your vitamins, exercising, grooming, things of that nature.
Oh, grooming too, huh? But yeah, well, I think it's important for us to have daily exercise at a minimum of 30 minutes a day. And I don't mean going to the gym or running. You can walk, but just make it a brisk walk. But I think 30 minutes of daily exercise it's great for us. Make sure that, again, fruits and vegetables, having a good, healthy, balanced diet, getting plenty of sleep. People think that, there's so many people these days that say, oh man, I hustle and grind while everybody sleep. Well, what are you doing to take care of yourself? You can't just be up and not getting proper rest. That definitely affects your health. So getting proper sleep is important. You can't just be grinding and hustling and not resting. Even the Lord talks about resting. So getting plenty of sleep is important, especially if you're trying to meet your fitness goals. You can't recover properly, unless you're sleeping. Reducing stress is important. Not just exercising, but doing things like meditating, and then making sure that you have a good spiritual connection to reduce stress. Those are the things that I recommend. For me right now, I'm if you're an endurance athlete, or if you have a goal, a fitness goal or anything like that, you might want to take some supplements, to help or to aid your healthy diet. So I recommend things like vitamin C to improve your immune system health. I just started taking this ginkgo biloba, which is a supplement that helps with your brain function. I didn't know about it, but I got a new trainer and he's telling me that, the benefits of that. So ginkgo biloba is one supplement that I recently started taking. Digestive enzymes and probiotics is another thing that I recommend, and those help with your gut health, and it helps to absorb the nutrients in your food by breaking down the carbs and the fats and protein in your food. So digestive enzymes and probiotics definitely help in your nutrition. So those are some of the tips that I would say men should follow, or really anyone.
Good deal. Yeah, that the probiotic, I started doing that, I guess, about 6 months ago, and I definitely can tell a difference. Definitely can tell a difference. So yeah, you know, and you had sent me some stuff, I think about 3 or 4 months back, and I partook on some of those as well. So,
Yeah.
you know, I heard you talk about fruits and vegetables earlier, and I'm not a big fruit eater. You know, I eat fruit, but I don't eat as much as I should. So I did grab those. I grabbed some of the goalies, the super fruit ones,
Gotcha.
and yeah, because I was doing the other goalie. The red one. I was doing that one, but then I found that they had this super fruit and it has tons of fruits in it. So I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm gonna still try to eat my fruit, but I'm gonna take 4 of these a day, like they suggest, you know, to see how it does. So I've been doing that about 2 weeks now, but definitely, you know, I'm still trying to get there. Still trying to get there.
Yeah, and you know, we don't hit all the targets every time. So sometimes we don't eat enough of the right stuff to have, you know, the proper balance of nutrition, you know, nutritional ingredients and stuff. So what I do daily is I use a greens mix, and I start my day with that. So I drink that with water. Sometimes I put it into my shake, my morning breakfast shake, and that helps as well.
Okay. So yeah, I'm glad you brought up shakes. So yeah, tell me, vitamins and meal replacement shakes, are they the way to go when building towards a healthy way of living?
I think whole foods is the way to go as much as possible. But I do believe that meal replacement shakes can aid in your, you know, they're supplements that can help with your nutrition plan. Personally, as I mentioned, I'm on a new with a new trainer. He has me taking 2 shakes a day as part of my meal plans. So I do believe in them, but you can't just drink shakes and not have a good clean diet. I think the clean diet, whole foods based diet really should be a #1 priority, and then the shakes can definitely help.
Okay. So you know, I know we may have a few people that's streaming and it's like, hey, I'm just starting out. I don't really understand, you know, what they're, you know, talking about. You know, I want to start working out, but I don't have a clue where to start. So what are some simple suggestions for a daily workout for someone that's just starting to work out?
You know what? It's different for everyone. I think for me, it was necessary to get around a community of people that are like-minded, that have similar goals. So I think changing your environment, changing your atmosphere definitely helps to promote a culture of health and wellness and fitness. So, you know, check who you're around, and then you know, try to make a commitment. Black Men Run right now, which is, you know, the organization that we're both with. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But we have a 90-day challenge. It's called Make Your Own History, and it goes from June until September. And the premise is that we all have something that we want to accomplish. There are goals that we want to achieve. But in order to achieve goals, it starts with, you know, four things. And this is part of our Make Your Own History challenge. It starts with a commitment. So commit to something. Secondly, visualize. Thirdly, overcome. And then lastly, reflect. So make a commitment. Say to yourself, okay, I want to run a 5K, whatever your goal might be. But let's just say your goal is to run a 5K. Make a commitment, start strong. And then secondly, visualize yourself running that 5K and finishing that 5K and getting that medal. Okay, that's important. I think it was Muhammad Ali that said, what was the famous quote from Muhammad? I just wrote it down. He said that a man without a vision, I don't want to butcher it, so let me tell you exactly what he said. Tell you exactly what he said. All right. Muhammad Ali said, the man who has no imagination has no wings. So you have to see yourself getting better. You have to see yourself improving your health, being stronger and more fit. So, and then overcome is the third challenge in accomplishing goals or trying to be better. overcome, the obstacles of self-doubt and telling yourself that you can't do it. Overcome the desire to fast track and be healthy in 3 weeks. No, it takes some time, for you to get there. So being able to change your thought process and not beat yourself up for not being stronger, better in the time frame that you want. You just take one day at a time, and then finally reflect on your accomplishments, reflect on what you've been able to do. Because there are plenty of people that just sit on the couch and don't do anything. But the fact that you are saying to yourself, I want to be better, I want to start by accomplishing this goal, it's a big deal. So clap for yourself, pat yourself on the back. But I would say, again, commit to something, get around people that are like-minded, get a good support system. And then if you need to, like I did this time around, get around some professionals. I hired a personal trainer because I've got some goals. I'm going to run a marathon in November. And in order to get there and to be as fit as possible, I knew that I needed to clean up my nutrition, get my strength training up. So I hired a professional personal trainer to help me get there, and also have a running coach. So get around people that are, again, that can help you achieve your goals. And sometimes you need to hire a professional that can get you there as well. That's a long answer, but that's what I would tell anybody, that's getting started with anything.
Right. Well, beautiful answer. And I needed to hear every bit that you just said, because I hadn't shared it with you, but I have registered for the Phoenix Mesa, and what is it, awesome. February 12th? Something like that.
Early February. Yeah.
And I actually registered for the full marathon. So wow. I definitely need somebody to hold me accountable, and I may have to look up, your professional trainer, and I might have to link up with him, because I definitely need direction. We both went to San Francisco a few years back.
Yeah, and 2019.
Right, and I did the half marathon. And I prepared for that one. I definitely prepared for it. I shocked myself. I did everything that I possibly could. So I did way better than I thought I would do. But as far as this full, yeah,
it's a beast.
Yeah,
it's right. A beast, but you can do it, man. I've seen you, make a transformation yourself. You did awesome at the San Francisco half marathon. So I have no doubt that you're gonna do well at the Phoenix Marathon. So you got this, brother.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it. Thank you, Miss Sherry. Miss Sherry said you can do it. I did the LA Marathon for my 40th birthday. Wow, congrats to you. So yeah. And that's all. That's what we need. We need to motivate motivate one another. We have one more question. Someone posted in here just before I move on. Okay, Niobe said people should consult their doctor before taking supplements or changing their diet, especially if you take medications. I 100% agree.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because some supplements, I think, kind of offset. Can kind of be an offset to some meds anyway. So
absolutely, and there's not one clear-cut answer that fits everyone. There's no cookie cutter solution that fits everyone. I mean, we all suffer from some people suffer from different ailments, different conditions. So that I 100% wholeheartedly agree. Consult your medical professionals before taking on any supplements or any type of nutrition plan.
Definitely. So this question here, it may kind of encourage some married people that's watching to encourage their boo for to get on the ball and help life. So let's talk sex. Do you feel that constructing a healthy lifestyle leads to a better sex life?
Yeah. Absolutely. Yes. Well, being healthy, obviously, there are things that affect your sex life. as men. It's been said that diabetes, obesity, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, all of those conditions affect your sex life. So again, making sure that we are active, that we have good, proper nutrition helps in all aspects of life, including including sex. Julie Martin said, "No question." Amen. For sure. And then, making sure that you're getting checked for hormone imbalances. It's been said that for men, lower testosterone levels can cause obviously lower energy levels. It decreases your sex drive and mood. So making sure that we're checking our testosterone it's another a good thing to remember as men. So yes, proper health improves sex health.
Good deal. Good deal. So you teamed up with quite a few companies to bring awareness to living healthy. One of your latest was with Dick's Sporting Goods. I turned on the TV one day and I looked and I screenshotted it and sent it to you. You was like, yeah. I was like, man, that one got over my head. I didn't know. But, man, if you guys haven't seen it, go to Dick's Sporting Goods on YouTube and check out the video that he did. Actually, what was it? 2 or 3 different ones that you were
they did like a Rafael story video that was like 1.5 minutes, and then they did a 30-second commercial that has been airing on Hulu and all networks. I have not seen it on TV yet. People would text me and say, I was watching a movie on Hulu, I was watching something on YouTube, and then your commercial came up. So I have not seen it live, but I've seen it on YouTube. But yeah, it was an honor to do that with Dick's Sporting Goods, man. They reached out to me late last year in December, and they said, we're looking for a good representation of runners. We want to we want to highlight and showcase runners of colors and then body positive runners, not the typical skinny, lanky runner, or the person that is, the fittest and in best shape. I said, well, that's me, because I'm not the fastest, I'm not the fittest, but I do run regularly. So they picked me and then 2 ladies to do the Dick's Sporting Goods commercial. And I thought that when they were filming, they was just, you're going to put something together for YouTube. And then people were texting and calling me and saying, man, we saw you on TV. I'm like, oh, really? Okay, it was on TV too. So that was kind of cool. So that was in partnership with Dick's Sporting Goods for the month of May, which was National Running Month. Uh-oh. Did Eric fall off? Looks like we might be having some technical difficulties. So hopefully he will join us again. There he is.
Yeah, sorry about that. I don't know what happened. It just blacked out. Sorry about that. But yeah, no I'm back. Yeah, a little technical difficulty going on over here, but we're back. So you not only run, but you also ride. And is it true that biking can lower blood pressure?
Cycling can do a lot. It definitely it increases your muscle strength and flexibility. It lowers blood pressure. It increases your cardiovascular fitness. It decreases stress levels. So cycling for me is, it's a great cross training sport. I don't do it as much when I'm training for a race. So when I'm training for a marathon or half marathon, I'll pick up the bike and, get some rides in. When I'm not training for a race, I definitely, ride more often. But I'm part of the Major Taylor Cycling group here in Phoenix, which is a club that was started. In fact, Major Taylor clubs are nationwide, but it was started to honor Major Taylor, who was the first African-American cycling champion. So I'm proud to be part of that group. I get out there as much as I can with them. But yeah, cycling it's a great way to get some exercise in as well. There's some awesome benefits to cycling.
Good deal. Yeah, I purchased a bike about a year ago, and I've ridden it twice, and
Uh,
I'm like, this is horrible. Money just sitting in the garage.
you got to get out there, brother. Yeah, I've
Money
got a
just
mountain bike. I've got a road bike, and I try to ride both. I love running. I mean, I love riding on the canals. I'm not a huge mountain biker, but I'll take my mountain bike out on some nice little trails, and I'll get out there and get a few miles in. But yeah, you got to get out there, man. Put that bike to use.
I know it. I got to get out. Got to. Well, you got the shirt on, and I'm sure a lot of our viewers, they see it all the time, and they wondering what is it. So let's talk about Black Men Run. Many of you may not know, but Rafael, he is the national co-captain and the captain of the Phoenix chapter here. Can you explain what the movement is about?
Yeah, Black Men Run, it's all about getting men healthy and active to try to reduce the alarming health statistics that I talked about earlier, from cardiovascular disease, hypertension, diabetes. So that's one aspect of Black Men Run, to get men healthy and off the couch and moving. And then the second aspect is, of course, to have good representation of African-American men in endurance sports, in the long distance community. So Black Men Run was started in 2013 in Atlanta, Georgia by two gentlemen, Jason Russell and Ed Walton. Shout out to them. So what started out in 2013 with a small group of guys has grown into over 56 chapters now, nationally and internationally. We're across 30 states. We're also in London and in Japan, getting ready to start a chapter in Kenya. So it's a great brotherhood. Great group of guys. What I love about Black Men Run is the fact that we have chapters anywhere. So if you're traveling to any state, any city, you just call up the guys and say, hey, I'm in town. Are you guys having a run, or can we get together? I'd love to meet you guys. And they'll embrace you just like, you're one of their own. So the brotherhood is real. Our slogan is no man left behind, and we are a healthy brotherhood. So we are essentially, we're truly that. We're a brotherhood, and this is kind of like our fraternity of men that just decided to do something about their health and happen to use running as our country club, if you will, to bring us together.
Definitely. And I definitely have loved, being a part, of the brotherhood. For a while, it took me a while to come out because, I feared, not being able to be up to par with you guys. Yeah. But once, you let me into the Black Men Run group, and I would see the posts over and over and over, and I would see the new brothers showing up. And, it basically was, we're going to walk, we're going to run, we're going to walk, we're going to run, we're going to do it until we finish, and that's what drew me out. And the first time that I came out, that's what I experienced. You looked me in my eye, you was like, what you feel like you can do today? 1 mile, 2 mile, 3 mile, and that's what we went with. And, I love that. And so if you're watching and you're a brother here in Phoenix and you've been wanting to connect, you want to get out and try to run, Black Men Run is the way to go, because as he just said, no man is left behind, so you come out. If you want to walk the whole time, so be it. But trust me, it's going to be a brother walking and pushing you. So that's what I love about it. That's what I love.
Yeah, there's something great about the accountability. It motivates you, and you're encouraged by it, and then you end up encouraging someone else. So that's what I love about the brotherhood and Black Men Run. And you don't have to be in shape to come out. A lot of people will say to me, man, I see y'all out there running. I see you doing this and that, doing these marathons or 5Ks. I'm not there yet. Let me get in shape first, and then I'll come out. I'm like, no, fool, come out.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, bro.
Right.
You don't wait to get in shape before you go to the gym. I mean, you get in shape as you're working along. And that's the same thing with running. I tell guys, as you mentioned, if you want to walk, we'll do run-walk intervals. We'll run for 30 seconds or a minute and then walk for 5, and you're getting stronger as you're doing that. You're building up your endurance and strengthening your muscles. And before you know it, as the old adage says, the more you run, the more you run. So,
Right.
so guys will come out that have never run before. And I remember one guy who's part of our group. His name is Glenn. Glenn, has always been in shape, but he has never really been a runner that ran races. He came out and, maintained a great pace. And, you could tell he's been fit all his life, but he had never signed up for a race. And before you know it, he ran a 10K, and I think he came in first place. Then the next year he ran his half marathon. And then for 2019, when you and I went to the San Francisco Marathon, he went out there and ran his first marathon. So again, the more you run, and as you're coming out and being around the brothers that are positive and healthy, you're being encouraged by them. You'll be challenged to take it to the next level, So you're thinking you're coming out to, you're starting to walk, and then you run a little bit longer, a little bit faster, a little bit stronger. And before you know it, you're like, you know what, let me challenge myself. Let me sign up for this race. And then you keep going and keep challenging yourself. And that's how we improve.
Yeah. And that's me. That's me, man. I just want to challenge myself to keep going. I'm like, okay, so you did the 5K, you did the 10K, you did the half, let's do the full.
Absolutely. And even if you have no desire to sign up for races, even if you never want to do a marathon, half marathon, 10K, or any race whatsoever, you just want to maintain optimal health and just using running to stay fit, just come out and run. We have plenty of guys that do that. They just come out, they never sign up for races. They just say, I love the encouragement, the environment. I'll just come out and use this as part of my training. So. Okay.
So up to now, what are some of your accomplishments as a runner? And what would you say probably was the best race? And what would you say was probably your worst race?
Let's see. So I've done, good question. I've done 3 full marathons, and I've done about 16 or 17 half marathons. I'm getting ready to do my 4th marathon in November. That's going to be the NYC marathon. And after I did the virtual Boston Marathon last September, I said, I'll never do a marathon again. I think mostly everyone says that. The training is just so grueling, and the race itself is tough, but the training is even worse because you have to really prepare to run 26.2 miles. So I would say, and the reason I'm doing the New York City Marathon is because I'll be 50 this year, and it's the 50th anniversary. So I think
nice.
That's something that I'm really looking forward to. But I would say my best race, I set a PR for the half marathon at the Phoenix Marathon, like back in 2016 or so. So that was my fastest race. But I'm not necessarily, and you know this because you're part of Black Men Run, I'm not the fastest guy in our group. And what I love about our group, is that you have guys that are beginners all the way up to guys that are ultra marathoners or very fast Boston qualifying guys. So I pride myself in just being able to do what I can. And I try not to compare myself to anyone, but I would say the Phoenix half marathon where I set a PR, that was a great accomplishment for me. And running the Boston Marathon last year. I did it, here in Phoenix. It was a virtual race because COVID canceled all races, but running that race and being selected to run that race, because I didn't qualify for the race, being selected to run that race was an awesome accomplishment for me. One of the race sponsors of the Boston Marathon is Highlands. They are the official leg cramp product of the race. Every year they put together a team of runners to represent Highlands at the Boston Marathon. They've done medical professionals, they've done teachers, they've done first responders. Last year for 2020, they put together a team of community builders, people that work in various organizations that do great community work throughout the country. You have to apply and be interviewed and be selected for it. Well, I was fortunate enough to be one of 20 people throughout the country to be selected to be part of the Highlands team to run Boston Marathon and represent them at the race. So that to me was a great honor. And from that, I've been able to, make some great friendships throughout the country, with team members. I've had great opportunities that came as a result of that. I believe the Dick's Sporting Goods commercial came because of my involvement with Highlands. They probably found me on social media. So I would say, again, setting the PR for the half marathon and then the Boston Marathon 2020 virtual experience, being selected for that. Those are two highlights for me.
Good deal. Yeah. Yeah. And I thought that was really, really cool. I was working that day, but I thought it was really cool how you did, the Boston Marathon here. It was a virtual run, like you said, but, the Black Man Run brothers, they showed out and they ran different increments with you.
Yeah.
And then I seen a good friend, good buddy of yours and a friend of mine as well, Pastor Chad Johnson. He kind of finished it out with you. So yeah, it was pretty cool how the brothers showed up and pushed you along. That was really nice.
Yeah, I needed that because running in Phoenix in September is no joke. I mean, it's still pretty hot. So I had guys from the Black Man Run Phoenix squad come out, 3 of them, and they ran the first 20 miles with me. So that was awesome. Like you said, Chad, he got on his bike and he followed along for the last 6.2 miles. So it's all about community support, and that's when it comes to health and fitness and health and wellness and fitness. You can't go at this alone. You need a support system. That's why I love Black Man Run. That's why I love Major Taylor. That's why I'm hiring coaches and fitness trainers, because people can help come alongside and help you achieve your goals. So I would say that to anybody, don't go at this alone. Get some good friends, some buddies, a good support system that can help you along the way. Good
deal. Great advice. Great advice. And another thing that you do, and I think you almost do it monthly, and I love to see how you connect with all the different ethnicities for group runs. And how does it feel to run, with so many different nationalities and, see no color?
Yeah, well, let me address the see no color thing, because I want you to see my color, because it's funny. Right. I tell people that say, I don't see color. My question is, well, what do you do at the light when it turns green or red? Yeah, so I want you to see color. I just don't want you to treat me up, differently because of my color. Accept me for who I am and embrace my uniqueness, my individuality, and the fact that I'm a proud Black man.
Right. Yeah.
But when it comes to you're referring to our community run. So once a month we have it's called Sunday Run Day Community Run, where we bring together Black Men Run, Black Girls Run, Latinos Run, and Front Runners Phoenix. Front Runners is an LGBTQ running club. We bring all of us together on the west side of Phoenix, and we do a group run anywhere between 3 to 6 miles. And it's all about building community. What I love about running is that, you get to meet some cool people that you would not otherwise meet. And running tends to bring people together. You have that common goal, common enemy, whether it's 3 miles or 6 miles, you're all trying to, get across that finish line. So it's a beautiful thing, man, when all nationalities, ethnicities come together for our community run. And I'm starting to see more of that throughout different cities throughout the country. I see Black Girls Run, Black Men Run, and other running clubs get together for bi-weekly or monthly fellowship and run. And it's all about just building community, man. Just trying to, again, that accountability, that encouragement goes a long way when you're doing this thing with other people. Right. Definitely. And I like how you corrected me on that. That's actually what I should have said. That's actually what I should have said. I know what you meant, though. But for any viewers out there that, I just don't want anybody to leave here and say, I see no color. Don't you say that. Yeah. Don't you say that. I want you to see me for who I am and just don't treat me differently because of it. Amen. Yes, sir. Yeah. So we've talked quite a bit about running. Yeah. So once again, as earlier we were talking about people that just trying to get started out and exercising in general. So as far as running, what would be some of your advice for someone that wants to get started in running? Man, lace up your shoes and get out there. Doesn't matter how fast you are, how far you go. If you have to start by walking a little bit, running some, running a little bit and then walking. You can do that. I would say there's some great apps out there for someone that's trying to, let's say you're trying to do a 5K. There's a great app called Couch to 5K. You can find it online as well. But if you're just trying to get started with running, again, getting out there and doing your best is fine. The more advanced you go, you can incorporate like a fitness watch, to watch your mileage and your heart rate and all of that. But for anyone that's just getting started, just start. There's some group runs. Hopefully, wherever you are watching this, get connected with a running store. They typically have group runs that are kicked off and organized by running stores. So that's one good way to get involved and started in the running community. But if you want to go at it alone, that's fine too. Again, just don't be so hard on yourself. Don't beat yourself up, and just do what you can. And trust me, you'll improve. You'll get stronger. You'll get faster. Your breathing will get easier. Your endurance will build up. But you're not going to get out there and initially run a 5K or half marathon straight out the gate. Pace yourself and just be patient. And when it comes to summer running in particular, make sure you stay hydrated. Hydrate before, during, and after. That's so important.
Yes, sir. Yeah. And definitely that's the advice you gave me over 5 years ago. And because I was like, how did you get into running? And that was one of the things that I did, and people would ask me, well, how long did it take you to be able to do a 5K? And I was like, I had this great brother that suggested to me, if you want to walk a mile and run a half a mile, if that's what it takes, do that, and I still have some of my screenshots that I would send you, when I thought I was showing up doing the business, and it was like, it took me 16 minutes to finish a mile, but I was like, hey, look what I did today. But you always would respond back and say, man, that's awesome. Keep at it. And you're going to see your time start, you're going to see that time start to go down. And sure enough, the more I did it, it went down to 15, it went down to 14, and it continued to go down. So, you have so many people that they get caught up in the time, and when I post my runs on Instagram, one of my hashtags is slow runner, because to me, it's all about completing, because when I walk out the house, I know, okay, I'm gonna do 4 miles a day. Okay, I'm gonna do 5 miles a day. So what I'm not going to do is get halfway through my run and say, I'm gonna turn around. That was something else that you told me a while back. You was like, the body can do way more than the mindset leads it to believe it can do. And there's so many times that, I'll be running. It's like, when I get to that stop sign, I'm gonna walk. And somewhere between, where you're currently at and about 10 steps before you get to that stop sign, you get a new burst of energy. And before you know it, and that's the body telling you, man, keep going past that stop sign. And before you know it, you didn't got to where you said you were going to run to start with. So that's one of the things. You gave me some great advice. And to today, I still, use every bit of it as my tools, so
well, you run a race, whether it's a half marathon or a marathon or even a 5K or 10K, you run those distances 1 mile at a time.
Right.
So the key is, making it 1 mile or making it to that pole. Every time I run, it doesn't matter how long I run. I could run a mile or 2 or 5 or 10. I'm always picking a marker down the street. It's like, okay, let's just make it to there. So I might start the day or start the run saying, okay, today I'm going to run 6 miles. But if my body says, nah, you can only do 3 today, I'm listening to my body. But I think sometimes we beat ourselves up because of what we can't do. Well, the fact that you're getting out there and being active and lacing up your shoes and running any distance is an accomplishment in and of itself. But I try to use those mental tricks, like you mentioned. I try to pick something along the way as a marker or a target to hit. And before I know it, okay, I hit that, I arrived at that pole or that marker. Let me go pick another one and another one, another one. And before I know it, my run is it's done.
Right.
So, use those mental tricks. Some people love listening to music while they run. That's another tip. I used to run primarily with music. Nowadays, I like to listen to how I'm breathing and how my feet are striking. So I'm a little bit more mechanical with my runs now. So I don't run as much with music. But for those people that need that extra push, pick a nice up-tempo playlist and just help, let that music motivate you. Let the beat, the rhythm, help with your cadence. That's another trick, another tip for anyone that's getting started too.
Good deal. Good deal. So other than what we've discussed, is there any advice that you think we may have missed that you would like to share with the viewers?
I think we've done a pretty good job of covering it all. I love the questions that you had, but again, don't beat yourself up. Try to improve a little bit at a time. And to repeat what I mentioned, get around a good community of people that can encourage you, and then you in turn be the encourager for someone else. Hire some professionals if you need to, but get a good group of people that will be there for you to hold you accountable. And it's okay to rest. Some people feel like they have to grind all the time. No, get some rest so your body can recover and you can get up the next day and do the best that you can. And try different things. I think cross training is important. You don't just so as you mentioned, I'm a cyclist too. I don't just run. I like to cycle. I do weight training. I like swimming as well. So incorporate different things that are fun for you, that are special for you, that you really enjoy. And I think that's how you can develop an active and healthy lifestyle.
Good deal. And I should have known you was a swimmer as well. Because I don't know too many people that's like hardcore cyclists that don't swim, and maybe that's why I'm not a cyclist. And I don't care who laugh at me, I can't swim, and that's one of the things that my pride will not let me go and do. Is I want to so bad, and I found like 3 different places that they actually teach adult swim lessons, and I'm like, I refuse to go there, and I'm gonna be in there with some kids.
No, it's all right. No, hire a coach. That there's nothing wrong with that. Don't be ashamed. Get you a coach. I did 1 triathlon, and I want to do more. My goal is ultimately to do a half Ironman. I don't know if I want to do a full Ironman, but I definitely want to do a half Ironman in Puerto Rico. That's where I was born and raised. So, me being an island boy, we grew up around the beach. So I have no choice but to be a swimmer. But ultimately that is my goal, to one day do the half Ironman in Puerto Rico. But I know for that, I'll probably need to hire a swimming coach to make sure, because even though I'm a swimmer, but I want to make sure that I use the right technique. So that's what I would encourage you to do, man. Get some swimming lessons, bro. Don't be ashamed.
Yeah, I need to. I need to go ahead and do that. Definitely. Yeah, man. Well, man, I thank you so much once again for taking the time to come and share your experience with us. Share how you constructed, that amazing health plan that you definitely showing, that you didn't just start it one day and you posted it on social media and you didn't go through with it, always living it. So, I appreciate you for taking the time, to share this awesome instruction with us today. Hopefully, some of you that's streaming, if you're not already living by some type of diet plan, that you were able to take some notes today and be able to walk away today with some great tools that was shared with you guys. Just remember, like he said, if you're thinking about running, just get out, lace up, get out, walk a little bit, run a little bit. If you're trying to exercise, just try to put in 30 minutes a day, and I mean, that's not hard to do. I mean, one of the things that a lot of a lot of us, our exercise all day is this for 30 minutes. 30 minutes on the phone. On the phone. Put that phone up and just first of all, Google something on here, that you can do for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And just do it for 30 minutes. The hardest part, I would tell you, is trying to initiate it and get it started. But when you're done, because I'm a living witness, every time that I hit when I plant that last foot down and I hit my watch to stop my run, it's like I can just do like this and just throw my head. It feels good. It feels good to complete it.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's inspiration. It's doing the body well. It feels good. It feels
good.
So,
and I'll say this for anybody that's listening: the fact that you're here today means that you survived the pandemic. So, which is a blessing is in and of itself. When the pandemic hit, a lot of us, all the races were canceled. The gyms were closed. A lot of us put on weight, myself included. I mean, and that's why I got a personal trainer and a coach to make sure that I get back on track, because I probably put on a good 20, 25 pounds, because there were no races. And then it's easy to just get lazy. And as you mentioned, you get on your phone and you're just, sitting down, not being active. So I understand that. So I want to make sure that everyone listening, don't beat yourself up. If you're one of those people that, number one, survived the pandemic, but happened to gain some weight, don't beat yourself up. Most people did, but now here we are, we're half into 2021. If you have not started, to change things around for yourself, 2020 obviously was a different year, but 2021, we can put all that behind us. If you have not started yet, with a healthy, active lifestyle, to change your life around, I would encourage you and implore you to start today. And some of the things that we mentioned, like getting people around you to support you, is important. And then lastly, Eric, I want to just commend you, man, because I've seen your transformation as well. And you talked about those text messages and screenshots, and I vividly remember all of those, man. And I remember when you started, and it gave me such pride to see you, come across that finish line in San Francisco, because you started as just a casual runner that was just running just to run. But, for you to make it all the way to San Francisco and do the half marathon, I know that was a great accomplishment. So kudos to you, man, for sticking to it and continuing to inspire and motivate and encourage us. And I see you on social media. You got a nice little following of runners throughout the country. People know you out there, man. So keep doing your thing. I'm proud of you, and blessed and honored to call you a friend, man.
Definitely, man. Definitely. I just love it. I love it. It's my downtime. Like you said in the commercial, I'm gonna be real quick and we're gonna release you guys. But like you said in your commercial, it's like sometimes we get kind of a little frustrated, and it kind of shows around the home, and I love the part in the commercial when you say when Nikki says, go for a run. Go for a run, because I'm too grumpy around the house. Right, you're too grumpy around the house. You go for a run and you come back and all is good. Yeah, all is good. So I mean, it's a stress reliever. Amongst many things. So absolutely. I love it, and I probably would have never laced up and ran if I had ran across you years ago and saw you were doing it, and it just inspired me. So yeah. Right back at you, man. Right back at you. So, for anybody that's watching that wants to connect with Rafael on social media, the first one is his Instagram page, and then the second one at Black Men Run Phoenix. That's if you want to connect with the Black Men Run Phoenix chapter. You can connect on there. If you want to connect with the main one, it's just simply at Black Men Run. And that's Instagram, Facebook, as well as Twitter. That's right. Yeah. So definitely connect with them on there. Very inspiring. And as I stated, they do community work as well. And real quick, another thing that the Black Men Run Phoenix group, they've been for the past, because of COVID this year it didn't happen, but for the past 2 or 3 years, it's been an honor for the Black Men Run to be able to be partakers in the Martin Luther King March, getting to run with the torch downtown Phoenix. So that's definitely an honor.
Yeah, that's definitely an honor. The Martin Luther King Torch Run. It's a 5K run that officially kicks off the weekend for MLK. So being able to run with the police escort through downtown, carrying the torch, and then bringing it home to the official MLK breakfast to kick off the weekend is an honor. So like you said, we've done that the last several years. So we're privileged and humbled to do that. So
definitely. So once again, we thank you for coming on. Before I go into my little spiel here, I just want to acknowledge a coworker of mine, and it's funny. I'm like, small world. Seems like everybody that I know, Miss Julie Martin knows as well. And I seen on Facebook one day she commented, and I was like, the Ortiz, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I know them.
I used to work with her."
Yeah.
How you doing, Miss Julie?
Yeah. She said she's been walking 30 minutes a day and lost 13 pounds in 2 months. So congrats to you. Yeah. That's awesome. Miss Julie, that's my big sis. We started out in Southwest together, and she actually had just retired from Chandler. Yeah,
from Chandler.
And then I'm like, you just can't sit down, huh? You just retired and went to another job.
Yeah, she's great people. How you doing, Miss Julie?
Definitely. Oh yeah, definitely great people. So guys, we're gonna wrap it up now. Thank you guys for staying on. Definitely thank you for when I lost connection on my end, that you guys still stay connected. Website is strolling across the bottom there. Remember, you can go to that website and purchase this book here. If you already have it, sow into somebody else's life with it. Not only that, I think I've shared with you guys pretty much every week that I'm doing a book campaign. So you can go to my website, and there's a link for the campaign link if you would like to do a donation. I'm trying to purchase up to 1,000 books, and I'll be able to go around to different facilities and just leave books there, as well as when I go out and speak at different places, I'll be able to bless some of the people that's trying to rebuild their lives. I'll be able to leave a book. So feel free to go to my website, make a donation there, and it would definitely help me. We made our first purchase the other week, and they came in on Tuesday. So we were able to purchase, we started out with 200 out of the 1,000. So we got 800 more to go. So thank everyone that has donated so far. Also, you can go to the website and purchase one of these beauties. When you purchase these shirts, that also goes towards funding of the books as well. So I appreciate all you guys. That has been a blessing to us up to this far. We thank you guys, all of you that came on today, and shout out to my brother Kevin Ricks, my behind the scenes man that makes it happen every week. Shout out to him today. And you guys have a great week. Be blessed, and we'll see you next week. Next week is 4th of July, so I'll make a decision and post it this week because I'm like, next week is 4th of July. I don't know if people will be barbecuing at the beach or whatever. So we may push it back to Monday of next week. We really haven't made a decision yet, but we'll definitely be posting this week to let you know what we plan on doing. But you guys have a blessed week. And remember, every morning it's mandatory that you slide out of bed ready to build. Some days you may need a jump start to power up a smile, but once that smile is ignited, it will send a signal to your heart. Go throughout your day smiling from the heart. It's a mandatory tool for your LifeStruction. With that being said, you guys have a blessed week, and we will catch you next week.
Take care.